You get me? You can't talk around Manchester United and say positive things about everybody around the team, but then come and start spewing like jabs at like the manager and stuff like that. It makes you look like a hurtful person. You understand me? So
Yeah, this is big for me and Yusuf because we keep coming back to this topic. We keep coming back to Ronaldo and Manchester United because there's always new things bring up between these two. And now Ronaldo had an interview, if you guys don't know, with Rio Ferdinand, and in that interview they talked about Manchester United, they talked about what happened, and Ronaldo gave his thoughts about where the club is, where they should be, and what they should do. So yeah, we're gonna start with you, Yusuf. What are your thoughts on what Ronaldo said and the impact of what some of the things he said may have going forward? Excuse me.
one of the most impactful things he said was he said, um, I am not there anymore. So that is not really my situation.
Yeah.
And he said something about I wish Manchester United nothing. I wish Manchester United the same thing I wish for myself, nothing by the best. Um, I spent a lot of he talked about his years in the United jersey and what they did and how he appreciates the team. I just felt like that should have been the end of anything he said about Manchester United. Going into details, talking about the coach, talking about their situation, trying to like even throw jabs and like make silly comments was so unnecessary. Cristiano Ronaldo is my guy. We all know how much I love Cristiano Ronaldo. I've gone to battles for Cristiano Ronaldo and I'll keep going into battles for him, but some of these petty statements are just unnecessary. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
Last week, I was talking about the Manchester United situation and how I felt like the coach didn't do him good and all of those things. I feel like he still hurts about the situation he should have long forgotten. And I feel like he's throwing jabs in a situation that is not necessary to even be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You are my goat by all standards. You could have just said your piece, said something positive about the United team, say you wish them well, like you said you did, and just drop the issue. There was no need to throw jobs at the manager, to throw jobs at. It wasn't a necessary conversation at the end of the day. I feel like anytime you are asked about Manchester United, answer the question like the way you answer it when you are asked about Real Madrid or Juventus. You just say something positive and say you wish them well, and that is it. You understand me?
Yeah.
So you get me? You can't talk around Manchester United and say positive things about everybody around the team, but then come and start spewing like jabs at like the manager and stuff like that. It makes you look like a hurtful person. You understand me? So that I didn't like. All of the other things he said about United, yeah, yeah, you are a previous player of the team and you can hold your opinion and say some of those things. But if it goes into you throwing jabs and saying some of the things you said, honestly, I didn't appreciate it. And this is my goal. You get me? So I didn't like how the conversation went.
And I feel like last week when we were talking about Ten Hag, we talked about, um, we were discussing about Ten Hag. We were going backwards and forwards, and yeah, and then you ended up talking about Ronaldo leaving and etc. And I feel like it is something that still leaves a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths, and it's something that when you have to analyze Ten Hag's tenure so far at United, it's something that immediately jumps at you. The fact that Ten Hag really and truly had arguably the greatest player of all time in his team, and for reasons that we have discussed before, he had to let him go. And I feel like Ronaldo, I'm not going to say he's not let that go because he's definitely moved on, but it's not something that he's truly, how can I say this? He's truly,
Over it.
sorry.
You don't feel like he's truly over it.
I feel like it's over it, but I feel like whenever he has a chance, he will talk on Ten again. He will it's like I know what I need to say. It's like pouring salt on a wound. You know what I mean? Like
Facts.
whenever he can, he will go in on Ten just a little bit because again, and you kind of understand because to be a player of that caliber, to be a player of
Hmm.
Ronaldo's caliber, to be an athlete at all at the highest level is what they say in F1. You kind of have to be an asshole. whether you look at the top F1 drivers of all time, whether you look at the top basketball players of all time, whether you look at any top athlete of all time, especially someone like Ronaldo, who's broken records countless times, excuse me, who had to chase Messi in people's eyes, you're gonna be a bit of an asshole. But like you, at his age and at the time that he's done in football, he should be able to be a bit more professional. Because Ten Hag is then asked those weird questions, and Ten Hag is put in these weird situations, and Ten Hag has to say, and it's like, yeah, I feel like Ten Hag's response was perfect. He was like, he's doing what he's doing, we'll do what we are doing. Now, this doesn't really
Mhm.
excuse Ten Hag, because what Ronaldo said is true. We should be competing for the Premier League. It is a
Mhm.
shame. It is a massive shame. People say that it's a disappointment and it will take time, but no, it is a shame for the biggest club in England to not be fighting for the title. It's like
Facts.
if the Lakers are not fighting for the championship. It's like if Ferrari are not fighting for the world championship. It's like if
Mhm.
the Patriots are fighting for the Super Bowl. It's like the big that you
Mhm.
always want to see the bigger teams competing. So Ronaldo is right in a sense. Man United should be competing for things, but at the same time,
For
there's no
everything.
need. There's no need for you to go back at Ten Hag and pour salt on the wound. There's no need for any of that. It is unnecessary. Really and truly. But yeah, I feel like Ronaldo's channel. There's gonna be a lot of things for us to talk about
Mhm.
from now going forwards, because it's as they call the new media. We are the new media. These players are also the
Facts.
new media. It's people with their individual platforms with an opinion that are able to share their opinion. So yeah, so
Mhm.
we're all in for it. We're all in for it.
Yeah.